One Piece chapter 1185 is out, and I will be reviewing it right now. So, alright, chapter came out yesterday. Already read it yesterday, and I just reread it. And must say, the reread definitely. This chapter is a long chapter. There's many details and many things in there, and Oda packed this chapter. I mean, we're going through 3 time periods here, basically, or 4 even, to be precise, of the kingdom. It is getting into the rise and the downfall of the kingdom in this chapter. We start out with Brook still as a kid and King Reuven or Leuven, depending on how you translate it. Leuven making a bit more sense because him being based on Ludwig von Beethoven. Guter alter Ludwig, ja. Him being based on the great musician Leuven, I guess makes more sense. I used Reuven in the past, but yeah, looking back at it, Leuven makes way more sense. So Leuven announces to Lady Kendall that she has to take Brook in as a page, or as we would pronounce it in German, and I think French from where it comes, as a page. So basically he's like a knight's apprentice. Yeah, that's what it is. And she has to take him in and basically teach him everything she knows. So we start off with like on a light-hearted note here still. Oda's like easing us in with some light-hearted humor, with some happy times. Brook is out of the trash heap, gets to become a page, and he is up to his antics. He is asking older ladies, in this case, for the first time ever in One Piece, Brook is asking an older lady for her panties. And Kendall is like, Brook, this is no behavior for a knight, basically. This is not how you have to behave. Also, use better language. What foul of language are you using? He's like asking, hey, can I see your panties? He's like talking straight up like he's from the streets. And he's like, hey, can I see your panties? And Kendall is scolding him, use better language. This is not how I taught you. And then Brook is like to Kendall, all right, my lady, may I see your panties? And he gets beaten up by Kendall, and he has the comical anime cartoon bump on his head, and yeah. So that's a very light-hearted scene, and we have some more scenes with Kendall and Brook. Her teaching him how to fence, him going to music school, and even sleeping with his guitar in his bed, like using it like a body pillow or something. And him also, by the way, saying, Kendall being like, why are you not wearing your school uniform? And Brook is like, nah, I can't wear that shit. This would just cramp my style. Like, he is a rock and roll musician through and through. In a music kingdom of like traditional musicists, Brook is the punk rock guy. So I guess that's why his music wasn't liked there, or by some people, or most people. His music was liked by certain people, and maybe the most important people. Alright, but he's like, no, that would cramp my style. But if I was to become like a knight eventually, not just a page anymore, if I was become a knight, I would wear my knight's uniform, don't you worry. Like, that shit is cool. Your uniform is cool. And in the part with the panties, by the way, I missed that. Like there's so much in this chapter, but that's not an important detail. But he asks, hey, Lady Kendall, are you also wearing like men's underwear? Because you're wearing like a uniform, you're wearing like men's clothing, right? Are you also wearing men's underwear? And that's when he asks again to see her panties. Because she's like, no, of course not. I'm wearing ladies' underwear. And then Brooke asks to see her panties. And yeah, this ends how it ends for Brooke. Also, we just have some normal dudes here telling Brooke how jealous they are of him, that he gets to be her apprentice. Like the privilege he has there. And we get a scene in the same strain. I'm very scattershotted because there's so much in this chapter. In the same strain, we get a scene with Candel and her telling Brooke that she tries her best, tries to become the best knight she can be, to be as close as possible to the man she loves. Obviously referring to Leuven. And Brooke is like, ah, you love me? Is it me? And she again shuts him completely down. It's like, no, it's not you. Man, where are you getting that from, Brooke? He has confidence, I must say though. He has confidence. He just walks up to people, to ladies, and it's like, ha, lady, please show me your panties. And yeah, he has that unrivaled confidence of a rock star. For sure. Alright, first time jump after all that. Brooke, taken on by Lady Kendall, taught everything she knows. He grows up to become the knight. And now we kind of skip over something Brooke refers to later, because now we have Brooke and Shuri again. This time, like, yeah, again, I think it's 14-year-old Shuri still. And we are still, again, in this time frame, where Shuri is 14, Brooke is like 27-ish. And Brooke is just talking to Shuri about the great things her father did for him, and just tells her all about that. And he reminisces, and she's like, but there was this weary time where this government ship, like stranded here on our kingdom, they got here. And this was a really weird time. Like, people were really anxious. Like, we have never interacted with someone of this stature. And she was like, do you mean like the celestial dragons? And she's like, yeah. The celestial dragons, right. And then he says something, and this is a detail that has two possibilities for me. He's like, at this time, like, the kingdom was in great distress because of the celestial dragons. Lady Kendall was even bedridden for 3 months. She was bedridden for 3 months. Okay, this can mean one of two things, and I'm gonna get into it. But soon after that, the rowdy prince, your father, ascended to king, married Kendall, and you, soon after, you were born. And yeah, everything got better there. Like, yeah, everything got wonderful and better. Like, people talked about you. They were like, oh, can we see her? She's so pretty, she's so cute. She looks like her mother. No one said she looks like her father. Brooke only mentions how people said she looks like her mother. So possibility number one, what happened? So the old king got offed by the government, or got replaced by the government, or he got told he has to step down by the government and to be replaced by Leuven. What happened to Candle? Possibility number 1. She fought and was after that wounded so badly that she was bedridden for 3 months. Possibility number 2 is way darker, and I don't even really dare talk about it on YouTube. But she got possibly forced on by a celestial dragon or a god's knight, like a certain Vigeland Garling did to some woman. And that's why she's pregnant, and that would mean Shuri might not actually be Leuven's daughter, at least not in blood, but yeah. And we have precedent for at least Gorosei doing that. We have Bonnie. We know the Celestial Dragons are not beyond doing this. This is not coming out of nowhere. We have Bonnie, we have Shanks and Shamrock. Like, they are doing this. And Lady Candle being bedridden is like, yeah, of course she would be. Like, she's devastated. She is in love with Leuven. She keeps herself for Leuven and wants to only be with him. So what does Leuven do? He ascends the throne and marries her and takes her hand to not have her live in shame with a kid that has no father. No, he becomes the kid's father and makes her his daughter, even though she's not blood related to him. This would make Leuven an even better guy, by the way. Like, this is horrible. The scenario I speak of, I fantasize here. We have no direct confirmation. This is all theory talk. But this would make Leuven a standout guy, standing by his woman on her lowest of lows, dragging her out of it, being like, hey, I love you, no matter what that man did to you. This is the perspective I would like to take it, if that's actually the case. There are other possibilities. She fought because she's a knight, and she lost and was wounded very badly. Now that would be, from a storytelling perspective, that would be boring. So I actually think the other possibility, while dark, is more likely. I mean, it's like, oh yeah, she fought and she was bedridden for 3 months. If that was the case, why didn't Brooke say so? No, he only mentioned, oh, Lady Candle was even bedridden for 3 months. Depression is gonna do that to you. They're being forced on by a terrible man on you, and like, having his child is gonna do that to you. You're gonna be bedridden because you're fucking depressed. Anyway, Brooke is telling Shuri about the past, and she's like, my father's this, my mother that. What about me, Brooke? What about me? She's like, Brooke is like, yeah, it's just I owe your parents a lot. Like your father is my ultimate benefactor. And Shuri's like, but didn't you want to become a pirate? And Brooke is like, yeah, if I have to lay down my dream for a while of becoming a pirate to like protect your father and your mother and you, then I shall do so. Like, I owe it to him. He gave me everything I have. And Truth's like, if you go one day, I'm gonna come with you. And Brooke is like, no, you're not. That's not happening. And Shuri's like, try and stop me. And yeah, and she asks Brooke, what would you do if something were to happen to me, like if I was in danger? And Brooke, we got a bubble with ... no, before that we get like Brooke saying, yeah, I would lay my life down for you. And then Shuri asks after that, but would you do that for me? Or would you just do that because I'm the daughter of my parents? And Brooke then has the dot bubble. There's like hesitation there. And he then says, no, I would do it because you are you. And then we have Shuri throwing a fit and it's like, why did you hesitate? Why did you have to say that with hesitate? You should say that without hesitation. She's pouting, being mad, and then Brooke is giving her candy. And she gets hard eyes and is happy. And we have a scene of her riding on Brooke's shoulders through the garden, shouting to her father, hey, daddy, daddy, look, I'm over here. And Luven is like, Shuri, call me father. You're too old to call me daddy. And Shuri just shouts back, love you too, father. And her mother and Luven are happy, and these are the happy scenes we have. And we get a scene of Shuri being measured by Brooke, and Brooke is like twice as tall as her, and he's like leaning down. It's like, kind of small, and she's trying to make herself as tall as possible. Yeah, for that. And then we have a scene with Brooke and Shuri practicing to fight, because Brooke is teaching Shuri how to fight, to defend herself, defense and fight. And he's like, one panel, offhand mention, he's like, sometimes it is, Lady Shuri, like you can see the future. That's kind of odd. Like you're fighting like you can tell the future. Yes, she has future sight. She is a natural. Even more hint as to her not being Luven's daughter. She is talented. I'm not saying Luven is a bum, but I am saying he ain't having the talent of future sight ingrained in him. Like holy shit. And furthermore, we get like Shuri being like, yeah, I'm gonna be a knight, I'm gonna be fighting on the front lines, and Brooke is like, I don't think your father would want that. While you have the talent for it, I give you that, you are very good at this. Like just like your mother. You are one heck of a fighter. You're strong and talented. But I don't think your father would want you to be on the front lines. And Shuri's like, that's not fair. Just because I'm a princess, yada yada. Alright, but then it gets dark. The happiness fades. And it is just described to us in a kind of weird way, because it's like the kingdom of music decayed. It was shrouded in smoke. No, it wasn't shrouded in fog, anything else. It was shrouded in smoke. So smoke is something that comes from factories, that comes from industrialization. So it's something man-made. But it isn't told to us where the smoke came from. It's just told to us that the kingdom was shrouded in smoke. People coughed, they got poisoned by it. Thousands got poisoned by it, and hundreds died. And then we get a big portrait of Lady Candle. So this is what happened to Lady Candle. She didn't die fighting. She didn't abandon and betray the kingdom. No. She got the One Piece mother disease and got one-off killed by smog. I mean, yeah, even the greatest fighter cannot survive poisonous gas corroding your lungs, I guess. But again, this seems very odd. like, where did the smoke come from? And apparently after a few years it lifted. So where did this come from? Why did it lift? And it left the kingdom in like a state of disarray. Like, they were once a glorious kingdom, but now the instruments decayed. They couldn't work anymore. They all just were poisoned and coughing. And Brook, through all of this, we see him like still dancing through the streets and singing, but he's coughing. And I missed a very important part with Shuri, but I'm gonna go back to that afterwards, because there's a song Brook sings and I can't wait to see it in the anime. But let's go on with the story for now without the song. And people are dying, and then after that we have a panel of Candle dying, her burial, people crying at her burial. She died due to the smoke. And then we have a panel of King Leuven saying, I declare war on the world government. We must prepare for battle. And Brook is not asking any question and not questioning the king like, hey, why are you doing this? Brook is like, yes, my king, I will go to war for you at once. He is unquestioning, undoubting. When there's another knight or a second in command to the king, or whoever that is, and he's like, but wait, my king, why are you doing this? Why are we going to war with the world government? That's basically a death sentence. And Leuven explains it. He's like, we are in the current state we can't pay the heavenly tribute this year. And the world government said they would only waive the heavenly tribute if we gave them 1,000 slaves from our population. And Leuven furthermore states, being a slave to the celestial dragons is worse than a death sentence. I will not pick 1,000 of my dear population, of my dear people, and have them put into slavery. I will not do that. So everyone's like in agreement. It's like, yes, our king, we love you for not putting us through this, for not putting us into slavery, just to survive. And the war starts, and the world government ships arrive 3 months later. And Brook is fighting on the front line. And he's singing his song, which I will come back to later, the exact lyrics, what he is singing. I will go through them. All the while fighting. And he's like fighting on the front lines, and he is shredding through Marines, but I'm very much assuming the Marines he's shredding through is lower to middle for the Marines. Like, I'm giving Brook credit for being the strongest warrior out here on the battlefield for the kingdom. He is. He is the strongest warrior for the kingdom. No doubt. Still fighting here. But the people he's fighting right now in these scenes are not it. But then he gets word that the castle has been breached by the enemy, by the world government. And Brook, he storms for the castle. He's like, his other man is like, I'm gonna hold here, Sad. Brook, you go to the castle. And Brook is starting for the castle, and he's running through the gardens, and the gardens where he played with Shuri. And he's like, Lady Shuri, the gardens we played in, they are burning down. And he's looking over, and he sees trash heap. And the trash heap I played with you, King Leuven, it is reduced to a hellscape. It's literally just like magma. It is a hell here. This kingdom is getting wiped the fuck out by the world government, by the way. Him giving 1,000 slaves might have been the better choice at the end of the day, because this kingdom is getting wiped off the map. That's why it doesn't exist anymore today. Luven might have made the moral choice, but the wrong choice. I'm gonna say as much. I think it is the moral choice to make. I think the world government is in the wrong. They're clearly evil. We know as much. The world government is not a good party. They're kinda evil. But still, if you have a powerful enemy you cannot defeat, then fighting is just death. So, kind of the wrong choice here. Even though I'm there with you 100% morally to not give up your citizens. Anyway, and Brooke gets into the castle and we have the last panel of the chapter. And it is Shuri telling Brooke, the war is already over, Brooke. Aren't you happy? And we have a seemingly dummy reversed Shuri here. Like she could be dummy reversed, it could be something else. But right now, I'm gonna say she is dummy reversed here. She is in her demon form. And her father, by the way, also has devil wings. Her father lying on the floor, killed by Shuri, stabbed by Shuri. So I think what happened here, we are not getting it shown, we're getting shown the result from Brooke's point of view. He's coming in, Shuri's there with a sword over her father on the floor, her stabbing her father basically, her having killed her father. He's not seeing her kill her father, he is seeing the result of her having killed her father. What I think has happened, she got dummy reversed, her father got dummy reversed, and they got forced to fight each other. And whoever was the victor got to survive. Easy as that. And Shuri, being the better warrior, being better with the sword, she won. Wholeheartedly. Or maybe Luven fought back. Maybe Luven resisted the Domiruasi. We don't know. We don't get to see it. Like we saw characters resist Domiruasi. Maybe Luven fought back for killing his daughter. That is a possibility. Although, do I think Luven really had it in him to resist Domiruasi? I don't think so. Even Rox lost to it. So I don't think King Luven would be much resistance against it. And we have a man here smoking a cigar. A man I don't 100% can put my finger on who it is. For a moment I was like, who could this be? Could this be Kong? No, it's not Kong. He doesn't have the spiky beard. Could it be the dude from Impel Down? You know, the jailer dude who's smoking a cigar? It kind of looks like him, but he is obscured by the smoke of the cigar. We only basically see like a man smoking a cigar. The smoke is completely obscuring his face. This person here is obscured to us. We don't get to see him. And then we also have one of the Gorosei's creatures. It is, I looked this up, it is the, god damn it, where do I have it? The Itsumade, I'm pretty sure is what we see here. One of the creatures that Saint Marcus Mars turns into, one of the Gorosei. So that alone is like, so okay, who's the second man here? Because he's not one of the Gorosei. I checked all the Gorosei. No, that's not one of them. Who is that? Is that like a former Holy Knight? Is that why Brooke knows about the Holy Knights? I guess that would be the most reasonable explanation, just saying this is a former Holy Knight. But why is he obscured? Why don't we get to see his face? Oda, is it mystery for the sake of mystery and this guy is already dead? It's not relevant to the story anymore at all? Or is that person important? And he's obscured because Oda is like, not yet. You don't get to see him quite yet. You get to see his drip. You get to see how he looks. He's very drippy, he's very God's Knighty, he's high ranking for sure. Who is he? Alright, I don't know. But yeah, back a bit, back up a bit. Get back to Brooke's song. I'm gonna be going through it real quick here at the end. I'm gonna read through it for you once more because I cannot memorize this song completely. Well, I could if I tried long enough memorize the song completely, but it is a great song. Like it starts with Brooke sitting at the fountain with Shuri, and he keeps singing the song throughout the time periods. And he's like, he started singing another song about how great the king and queen are, reminiscent of the song How Bad the King Is, by the way, that Brooke sang in his introduction to us as a little kid. But now he's singing about how great the king is. And then Shuri is like, Mom, Dad, yada yada. It's like, sing something else, man, Brooke. Sing something about not my mom and my dad. It's like, yeah, okay, Shuri. So if you're like in the mood of telling your parents to get off your back, you can sing this. Where we have it. It is right over, what the fuck, where is it? Yeah. He's like, you can always vent out by a song like this. Y'all better buzz off is the translation, I don't know what's Japanese. And Shuri's like, this sounds weird. And Brooke's like, yeah, it's a certain dialect. And yeah. So he sings the song throughout the chapter. Y'all better buzz off. We ain't pups brought off with treats. We ain't kids turned around by sweets. Y'all better buzz off. And then later on the battlefield he sings it again. When the government comes. I'm scrolling for it now. Oh yeah, in preparation of the battle he sings, I heard there's all these tales out there, the deadly sea wind wails, about a land that makes the mighty shake, with fear a land they won't come near. Take would rhyme better here, just saying translators. A home for the samurai and them giant folk. It exists like all these tales spoke. Like a mean old bee, a sting and they'll flee. They said to consider your views. 'Cause we got nothing to lose. And he's just laughing, like it's Brooke once again. It's like the world government is about to come. We are all about to die, but we got nothing to lose, so we're gonna fight them off. Like, what do we have to lose? This is very much Brooke's perspective here. You'll find taking our home ain't gonna be no breeze. You all better buzz off. Well, Brooks sings this throughout the chapter. I can't wait for this chapter to be turned into the fucking enemy. This is what I said. Like, this chapter with the music and everything, like this flashback is gonna be something in the anime. I'm enjoying it wholeheartedly in the manga. I'm enjoying the lyrics, I'm enjoying the music. In the anime, if they're going all out for the music, I can't wait to see it actually. This is the first time in One Piece in reading for years. I haven't really watched the anime since Whole Cake Island. So years and years where I didn't really watch the anime. I might start watching the anime again. Especially with them going seasonal in Egghead or after Egghead. And them being like more quality, less filler, more production. On the singular episodes, I'm looking forward to it. And yeah, Shuri being half celestial dragon. People were like already being like, oh, Queen Kendall is a celestial dragon. She's secretly a holy knight. She is the traitor. Actually, she's still alive. Yeah, I don't know. This didn't pan out. She's dead. But what I still think Shuri is half celestial dragon, just in a way we didn't think it would be. She's not Luwin's daughter. She was forced by Domirosi to kill the man that was her father, not in blood, but in fact. The man who brought her up, took her in, who gave her everything. She was forced to kill him by Domirosi. And then she's going to the Holy Land, taking her rightful place as a Manmire. So I guess it was someone of the Manmire family who did this, by the way. It would be very much implied, because Shuri is later on part of the Manmire family. We have precedents with Shanks and Shamrock being taken into the Holy Land as per their birthright. We have precedents for the Holy Knights doing these kind of things, and for the Celestial Dragons doing these kind of things. This is my theory. I think it's right there for us to see, but it's not right written out to us, it's just implied. And I think it would be very hard for Oda to just write it out. It's a shonen manga, for fuck's sake, but I think that's what happened. Just like Big Mom eating her whole family was just implied. Some things have to be just implied, because they're too dark for a manga for an audience this young. So it's still there. Shit is dark. This entire kingdom just got reduced to ashes. Shuri forced to kill her father. It's already dark enough, but the implications, they're even darker. With that, I'll be, well, maybe I get to have time to film another video this week. I don't know. But there's more to this chapter than just this. And it's already 40 minutes. But bye.